There is something almost mythical about a matte black Mercedes-AMG G63 P820 at sunrise. It sits there like a shadow that decided to take physical form, a piece of machinery that refuses to blend into the world around it. You do not walk up to a G63 P820. You approach it with the same mix of curiosity and respect you would give a wild animal that knows its own strength. Even from a distance, the squared silhouette announces itself with the confidence of a machine that has already earned its legacy. This one, the P820, feels like the G-Wagon finally embracing the outrageous personality people always felt beneath its armor. Matte black changes the entire mood. No reflections, no soft edges, nothing to distract from the sharp profile. The body looks like it was carved rather than assembled, each panel intentionally flat, so it catches light in tiny controlled doses. It makes the SUV feel silent even when it is off, the kind of quiet that comes from knowing it does not have to shout to dominate a space. Park it next to any luxury SUV, and they immediately look polite, trimmed, maybe even a little timid. The P820 is the one that looks like it came from a different world. The moment you pull the door handle, that heavy Mercedes clunk greets you like a ritual. The cabin does not try to be minimal or futuristic. It feels like an environment designed for someone who wants presence more than trends. The quilted leather seems to wrap around the structure like tailored clothing. The stitching carries that familiar AMG precision that borders on obsessive. The metal accents feel weighty under your fingers. The switches click with deliberate resistance. Nothing is flimsy, nothing is fragile, nothing feels rushed. You sit inside and the driving position reminds you that this is still a G-Wagon at its core. You do not sink into the seat. You perch above the road like you are in a command post. The view is cinematic, the hood stretching out in front of you like the prow of an armored ship cutting through imaginary waves. Every surface inside smells expensive. Every material feels like it was chosen with the conviction that luxury should make a statement instead of whispering politely. Then you start it. The P820 is not subtle about waking up. The exhaust grumbles with a low sound that feels alive, the kind of vibration that travels through the steering wheel into your arms. AMG did not tune this to be gentle or to fit into city etiquette. This is the sound of a hand-built V8 that refuses to apologize for existing. It is rich, thick, and commanding. The first push of the throttle rearranges your understanding of physics. For an SUV shaped like a brick, the P820 moves with shocking eagerness. You feel the surge immediately, a wave of torque that makes the matte black exterior even more intimidating, because suddenly it is not just a visual presence. It is a mechanical force with personality. It pulls hard but smooth, always prepared to give you more if you dare to ask. The difference between a standard G63 and this P820 version is not small. It is night and day. This one feels like it is secretly auditioning to outrun cars that sit much closer to the ground. The steering is still that familiar G-Wagon mix of precision and weight. You do not flick this thing around corners. You guide it with authority. The suspension has that satisfying AMG firmness, the kind that makes you feel connected to the road rather than floating above it. Even the way the body leans feels measured, like the engineers wanted the SUV to remind you that it is powerful but still grounded in its heritage. People talk a lot about the way G-Wagons turn heads, but the matte black P820 does something different. It does not just attract attention, it occupies it. You can be stopped at a traffic light and feel the atmosphere shift around you. Phones come up, windows roll down, someone always whispers something. The matte black finish makes the lines sharper, the stance more aggressive, the presence more cinematic. It is the kind of aesthetic that looks like it was designed for a movie scene where the hero arrives when everyone least expects it. What makes the P820 special is not only speed or luxury or heritage, it is the way it combines all three without trying to hide any of them. It is still a boxy off-roader at heart, the kind that can climb rocks and splash through rivers if you ever decide to treat it like a tool instead of a trophy. It is also a luxury SUV that pampers you with materials so refined that even the smallest touch feels like an experience. And it is a performance monster that laughs at the idea of limits. None of these qualities feel out of place. They exist together in harmony because this is one of the rare vehicles where excess is not a flaw. It is the entire point. You get out after a long drive and the matte black paint absorbs the last bits of daylight like it is swallowing shadows. The exhaust crackles lightly as it cools down. The doors shut with that same confident sound. You walk away and still feel the lingering adrenaline in your chest. The G63 P820 does not just give you speed or luxury, it gives you a feeling of command. It gives you the sense that the world bends a little around your presence, not because you are trying to intimidate anyone, but because this machine speaks a language that people cannot ignore. This SUV is not for someone who wants to blend in. It is not for someone who wants polite luxury or quiet minimalism. It is for the person who wants a machine that reflects unapologetic strength, a person who does not mind if strangers stare, a person who prefers a vehicle that feels like a declaration rather than a possession. The 2025 Mercedes-AMG G63 P820 Matte Black Edition is one of those rare creations where the emotion it gives matters just as much as the specifications. It takes the iconic G-Wagon silhouette, injects it with even more attitude, wraps it in a finish that absorbs light instead of reflecting it, and then hands you a driving experience that tingles through your fingers long after the engine goes silent. In a world full of SUVs designed to soften the edges of life, this one refuses to be gentle. It is strength wrapped in artistry, performance wrapped in tradition, luxury wrapped in a silhouette that has not needed to change in decades. The P820 is a reminder that some legends do not evolve by replacing themselves. They evolve by amplifying what made them iconic in the first place.